But what really gets me is that I was thinking about this guy. I've mentioned him before. This guy named Bob Grumman, who was this bad poet that
Yes.
I've mentioned. Yeah, the Grumbler. And what?
Zeus keeps like showing interest in the garage, just letting you know.
Yeah, well, he's not going out in the garage. Zeus shows the interest in the garage. He'll be occupied if we get some kittens. He'll be interested in getting to. We'll have to keep them separated for a week or so. But this Bob the Grumbler reminded me of this Henry Darger, the character, the guy who.
He's the one with the Mathemaku, right?
Bob Grumbler was the Mathemaku. Henry Darger was the guy who was.
Yeah, he's the one with the 9 million words of nothing.
Yeah, and girls with penises and the land. And it frustrates me that he had this documentary a decade or so ago made about him by this woman named Jessica Yu, and it's like these kinds of things. Why would someone waste so much time on something not that interesting? It's because this filmmaker couldn't understand why I'm a great writer and I should be the subject of a documentary or my life, my website, rather than this Darger who had absolutely no talent whatsoever, either in drawing. He traced his visual art and his stories. I remember when that Henry Darger's work about 10 or 12 years ago was online. I remember reading major portions of that work, and then they took it down because even though he never copyrighted, I guess someone had formed an estate for him and they wanted to milk money off of this dead guy. Just like that woman who had the photographs that were found, whose name I forget.
Vivian Meyer.
Vivian Meyer, yeah. Vivian Meyer. So now some bastards have, instead of putting her stuff in the public domain, which is where it should be since she's dead, now people are trying to make money from her that she never made herself. And it's disgusting. And this gets back to the corporations and the capitalism and this whole fucking country where the old saying about, in America, we know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. And that when it gets to art, this is more acute than ever. And that this crap gets valued when good stuff doesn't is just ridiculous. And it reminded me. I'm just looking at some few things I wanted to mention. They reminded me of how I was used by a few websites early on when Cosmoetica first started getting popular about 05, 06, 07. There was a website called They Shoot Pictures, Don't They? Now the website is mostly known because it's got the 1,000 greatest films. Every year this guy compiles a list of the supposed 1,000 greatest films based upon other lists, which gives absolutely no insight into the quality of stuff. But I remember originally I had posted a number of my early foreign film reviews in 06, 07 there, and I did about maybe 40 or 50 of them. And I remember him initially telling me he was excited because mine were by far getting him more traffic than anything else. And I said, well, that's good and whatnot. And then supposedly he wanted to remove my stuff, and he did remove it because supposedly his girlfriend didn't like my opinions or something. But I think the thing was I had gotten him enough traffic that he sustained some of his own traffic, and then it's just like, he just got rid of me. And there's another site, No Ripcord, which did a similar thing, got rid of my stuff after I had, again, I was told by the website owner mine were the most popular traffic, but I got in, I had, on this other guy's review of something, some film, I talked about how he missed the stuff, and the guy, he missed some stuff in the film, and the guy who owns the website was like, oh, we don't criticize each other on this website. I said, you have a criticism website and you're not going to criticize each other? What the fuck is that? And then, well, there's a few other things, but these are the kinds of things that just really aggravate me, because people, they never learn, they never do anything. This site Quora that I mentioned that had solicited me to respond for some reason, they I guess deleted a few of my answers, because when some coward starts making snarky comments, of course I'm going to be better and get them back more snarkily, but apparently that violates their be nice rule or something. But it's like, do you not see that the person initially was being nice? And this gets to the whole internet. How many times have people gone apeshit and acted like assholes. Then when they get their asses handed to them, they complain to whoever the moderator of the website is.
I mean, I've certainly felt this in my life because I'm very direct in my opinions too. But do you feel that, if you have an interaction with someone, whether it's online or otherwise, that, 9 times out of 10, you had this conversation with this person. They initially start insulting you. You rip apart their response and respond in kind.
Yeah.
And you're the one who deals with the consequences.
Yeah.
That the other person, though, who was the initiator and started the whole thing, gets nothing. And I have felt that in my personal life, online, any kind of response where 9 times out of 10, at least, I'm the one who deals with the consequences.
Yeah, and that's true because it's easier, especially like I a couple of months ago I saw this old thread that Jessica had gotten in an argument with this woman named Susan Belay, and on this guy's Philadelphia Inquirer website, and by the way, the cat that you see people here that I'm holding is Zeus. He's my second. He's one of the 2 cats that we have still. Before we go look at some other cats, and he came. He's 7 years old. This is Jessica's great admirer who's always licking Jessica, his mommy. But anyway, he wants to go down. Okay, go down to this. But yeah, it's because it's easier, because usually the people who get snarky are long time on a website, or they're friends with the moderator or the host of the website, and you might have heard Zeus just meow in the background.
I have to bring up that argument with her from like
I just mentioned
15 years ago.
See, Jessica walks in and out. Now she's going to go run so that we can eat and go see the cats.
No, but I gotta brush my teeth and I'm going to go run.
And so these people are that way, and they it's just human nature. People want to be, they want to be the center. They want to be the friend. They want to be the important one. And if they can't get, and usually what happens is the person who starts the fight, if they get bitch slapped enough, they're the ones that start complaining as, oh, this person's attacking me. No, you bring something up and you can't defend yourself intellectually, so then you cry foul.
That's an example of a narcissist. They'll pick a fight, you fight back, and then they blame you for being aggressive, and it's like, yes, you started. Yeah. They're the aggressor.
Yeah. Okay. You want to sit here?
What's so funny?
She just have Jess as part of the interview.
Don't put that thing online about that fight. Put that online.
Yeah. Okay.
Cut that out.
Go.
Please don't talk about things I've done on put that online. Don't do that.
No one cares about that idiot Frank Smith, whatever the hell his name was. Frank something or other. But anyway,
Peter's just laughing.
Yeah. So anyway, go on to another question. Let's change the topic.
Well, I wanted to ask you. Someone mentioned to me recently. They said, Peter, that you really didn't have much of a peer group around, and it's true. I mean, when I was a kid, I was mostly alone by myself.
Well, you're up in northern British Columbia. Is it snowing there?
Right,
So I mean,
but the people that I was around were generally quite a bit older than me. Whereas I think that you were around people of your own age, kids your own age. My friends are, you're in your 50s, Jess is in her 40s. I have other people that are around my life. There's very few that are around my own age. And do you think that because certainly I can intellectually relate to anyone's situation, but do you think that visceral relation is important in your development? When you were around kids, did you relate to them, or did you find yourself sort of being the odd out?
Both to a certain degree. I mean, at a certain level, day-to-day level, you learn to, if I was playing Chinese handball in junior high with some kids, and you'd be like, oh, you talk about the usual bullshits. That girl's got nice tits. The Yankees, did they win? Did the Giants win a football game? Whatever it might be. But on the other hand, I was always operating. I could also look down at an anthill and say, oh, here they go scurrying around, this and that. And this is one of the things I think that got me a lot of aggravation was, especially when I was interested in a lot of the girls, some of them that I've written in some some of these plays was that I could see them both as being above the ants, but yet still being somewhat ant-like, and wondering why they couldn't be less ant-like and more like me. And you know, that then when I got into the arts and started dating mostly, artistic types, they could see some of these things more than the other people, but they'd have the concomitant weight of their emotional inability to deal with their ability to see a little bit farther beyond. And so it's one thing or another, and it's one of the frustrating things about.
Are you gonna make me have to take my key?
Yes. Go take your key while we're talking. What are you're waiting for me to we're going to be going. I told you.
Do you want to cut this short and we can talk again?
No. She's going to go running and